In the previous video, I talked to you about how to build a profitable newsletter in 2025 for a hyper niche newsletter, which are my personal favorites to write, using my favorite strategy at the moment, which is the idea of using a jobs board. Jobs are something that people always need. And in this video, we're going to talk about money. How much money could you make? And we're going to aim for making $1,500 a month with a jobs board newsletter. I'm going to show you a calculator we have that you can use. I'll give you the calculator so you can do this yourself and run the numbers yourself, as well as showing you some hyper niche jobs boards that you could base your newsletter on and how much money they're earning, so that you can figure out how much you could be earning from a very system that you can do all the research and all the writing with AI. So here I am in ChatGPT. What I've done is I've created this very simple prompt. I'll give it to you. I'll tell you where you can get it at the end of the video. And all you're going to do is cut and paste the prompt into ChatGPT. And then it's going to ask you these 3 questions. And you're just going to fill in that information. It's going to tell you how much money that you could earn. So the first thing it's going to need is your subscriber list size. So I picked 500. Because as I said in the previous video, you don't need to feel under pressure to get 10, 20, 30,000 people on a list with this kind of newsletter. If you've got 500 people who could be hired in a particular sector that are super niche for a job, then that is very valuable to a sponsor or a company that will want to advertise in your jobs board. If you go over to a business and they're looking for software developers, and you say, hey, I've got an email newsletter and I've got 500 software developers on my list, do you want to put this job in front of the newsletter? It's going to cost you $100. In terms of ROI for the company, that's insane. Like, that's so much better than what they're going to get on a general jobs board. And the quality of applications they're going to get is much better. So the other thing that I put here is the number of jobs listings per month. I'm going for 4. That's 4 jobs listings that are paid. All the other jobs listings you put in for free, AI finds them for you, or you find them on other jobs boards, put them into your newsletter. I'm going for 1 a week. I'm being really conservative here. And then 1 fully sponsored post in the newsletter. So this is where a company, a business will sponsor the entire newsletter. You'll give them more of the acreage, more space in your newsletter compared to just a normal listing, and in exchange they'll pay for that. They'll pay more. Now in the prompt up here, I put in some range of numbers, but you can, once you've got the prompt, you can edit it how you want, which means if you know what your numbers are, you know how much you want to charge, you can just go in and you can change these numbers for yourself. So once I put that in, ChatGPT is just going to go through, analyze it, calculate it. And it says here that for a tiny list, I'm just looking for 1 person a week, 1 company a week to pay me to be sponsored in my newsletter. Sorry, to be have a paid jobs listing in my newsletter. And then I'll get 1 sponsorship a month. And then I could be earning $1,400 to $3,000 a month, and that excludes all the other ways that I could get paid within a newsletter, and there are so many other ways that you could get paid. Okay, so it's not difficult maths to get up to some very attractive figures to get you to consider doing a jobs board for a hyper niche area within a particular industry. Or, as I said in the previous video, you can go by location. Now, I did say I was going to show you a few jobs boards. So this is the first one. This is RanchWork.com. Now, remember, in order to run this jobs board, they're spending money. We need a domain. We need the website. We need hosting. They probably need to pay for some kind of jobs board style software. That can be $100 a month minimum. However, if you do it in a newsletter style, okay, like this, you can actually do all of this for free. You don't have to spend a penny to start with. And when you get your first sponsored jobs listings, then you can start spending some money. But you can see here, if I go down, this is all about ranch employment. And I picked this one out because farm workers, as I mentioned in the previous video, they're in big demand at the moment. So these are people that want to go out and work on a ranch. We've got loads and loads of jobs. Now, if I wanted to, I could have my newsletter based on category, based on location. And you can see we've got all of these jobs here that people are advertising. Now, if you want to see about how much you actually make from this, how much this website is actually making, we can see here we've got silver, $95. It's like 24 hours, so your equivalent might be one edition of the newsletter. Duration 10 days. Then they've got the gold 125, the platinum 195. So if you wanted to do something within this particular niche, then you could just go into the prompt. I'm going to tell you where it is at the end. Change these numbers in here for these actual numbers, and then you'll be able to run the calculator. But what's going to happen with this website is somebody's going to come in, they're going to decide the package they want, buy the listing, they're going to then fill in all the details about the listing, pay the money, and then whoever runs the website is going to get an alert saying they've just made money. So they've just made $125 or $195, and then all they have to do is get it onto the website. So there'll probably be some kind of approval process. All you have to do with your newsletter is you just have to make sure you cut and paste all the information into the next edition. It can look as simple as something like this or like this, and that's all you've got to do. Now, at some point, you might decide to have a directory or a proper jobs board, and we'll talk about that later in the series. But like I said, starting off for free, all you need is a newsletter, and you can get paid exactly the same amounts. Now, for one going more on the sort of tech remote side, this is a really interesting website. This is called BotJobs. So all about AI, bots, and you can see here, featured job posting, 15 days, one job, $99. Unlimited monthly plan, $149. So these are not small amounts of money. And then we've got a recruiter here, which is this option here that you can read through, $1,499. So there's a lot of money to be made in all sorts of different types of niches. And if I go over to this one here, this is medical reps, posting jobs monthly. So there's unlimited jobs unlimited jobs is an unlimited jobs posting plan that simplifies hiring while you reduce the costs. So $525 a month they're making in order to have on this particular website unlimited jobs postings. So lots and lots of money. As I said, you can come in, edit this prompt, do your calculations. But as you can see, this is really, really conservative based on what other jobs boards are doing. But instead of having to learn how to set up a jobs board, getting a website set up, all of that kind of stuff, we can take the job opportunities, we can find the websites that are offering the jobs that are on these particular websites, and we can put them into our newsletter and provide value to our audience. So if this sounds of interest to you, then what we're going to do in the next video is we're going to start talking about how you're going to pick your niche, which one of these sort of style jobs boards should you be using for your newsletter, and audience as well. Who is it that you want to attract in order to get them onto your list? So if you want any help with that, then make sure you subscribe to the channel. If you're interested in getting the prompt, all of the prompts, all of the additional resources we give you in this series will be inside our community. All you've got to do is use the link down in the description. It's completely free to join, and you'll find everything there really, really easy for you to download. We'll see you in the next one.